Prepper. Welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper Lives live stream. Anyway, today we're going to talk about prepping skills that are overlooked. And we'll get into that in a couple minutes. I got to wait for some people to show up, so we'll have a little discussion. I'm out here in my grove right now. It's maybe a little windy. I got a tree in front of me and stuff, so I hope it's blocking the wind, but I hope the audio comes out good. I like to do my Lone Wolf Prepper Lives live streams outside. I mean, the Lone Wolf outside prepping kind of all goes together. Anyway, that's why I like doing them out here. Where in my other channel, I do my live streams there later at night, and I do them inside. But some of them I might do outside. Like if I to the west of me, right there, you see. You might see a few interesting things in the sky every once in a while at night, but there's the silos are there that those things shoot out of the ground and go to other countries and make a big boom. Yeah, they're just 10 miles that way. So anyway, yeah, I can you can see some weird stuff in the sky at night. So, but that'll be my Hidden Truths channel. So yeah, that's one thing. It'll be my other channel will be in the description if you want to check that out. Totally different type of style. That's more political, conspiracy theory. I like to do Bigfoot stuff. Everybody's got more than one interest, right? But prepping was my first channel I came up with. But when I got into politics in it, they put it underneath the YouTube jail. So I'm hoping this prepping channel will go a little bit better. Just waiting for a few people to show up so we can start the subject here. See if YouTube sends some notifications out. Because Jeff Bezos is my best friend, man. Tell you what, he can't wait to get up in the morning and see what the Lone Wolf Prepper Lives put on. That Hidden Truths channel. I always say the Hidden Truths channel is the biggest little channel on YouTube. And it's sure proving to be. So anyway, we got some people showing up. Anyway, I gotta get some moderators on this channel too, in case some obnoxious adult children show up and want to create hate and discontent. But anyway, well, let's get started on the subject then, I guess. We got one person here. There's Columbus. My dogs love it here. They got it made. Anyway, let's talk about prepping skills that may be overlooked, okay? Now, one thing about, we all prep for SHTF, obviously. And, we should be prepping for if the normalcy of the world doesn't come back, you might say. We're totally on our own. I mean, do you have the ability to build your own place, put in your own septic system, run a water system? I mean, the gravity flow water system in your house works just as good as a pump. You get water flow that doesn't freeze and stuff. A lot of places in the mountains have that. Be able to put your own septic in for long term. I mean, what happens if not a normalcy or the new normal, which I hope never comes back, but let's say you don't have grocery stores no more, okay? But let's go into the first thing, building your own house. Can you build a house? Whether it be a sod hut, whether it be a dugout, whether it be a log cabin, or if you had some way to mill lumber where you could actually build a house. Can you frame a house? And stuff like that. Important skills to have. So you can stock all the gold and the silver in the world. You still got to be able to find people to give it to that have these skills to be able to do this stuff. And I always say when stuff gets stupid, the people with all the skills are going to end up with all the gold. Because people want stuff done. I always told my kids, if you don't want to learn how to do something, you better get a good job because you're going to have to pay somebody to do it. I always try to teach them stuff on their vehicles and stuff like that. But yeah, can you build a shelter for your family and have the basic necessities at home? They didn't understand septic systems and stuff back in the 1800s and stuff. But now we do. You should be able to know how to put it in your own septic system. have running water. Anyway, my dream is my dugout. I can't wait. I tell you what, these people spend 4 or 5 months building a log cabin. You know what kind of dugout I could have in 4 or 5 months? I could have me an awesome little hobbit house underground. I ain't got to worry about air conditioning. It'll be cool all the time in the summertime, and in the wintertime, it ain't going to take much wood to heat it and stuff. But oh yeah, I'm going to have a nice place. And I am going to have running water, and I am going to have indoor plumbing and stuff. And I'm not going to need electricity for none of it. Okay? That's what you got to get to where you can make it on your own if you have to, and still have the comforts of home, which we call the comforts. Yeah, we can live without electricity and still have a lot of comforts that they didn't have in the 1860s and stuff. And then if you do want electricity, I guess you just got to find some way to move a motor, right? Or an alternator or whatever. But my thing is prepping. I know my electric bill is about $15 a month. I don't use much electricity. But I like to get to where I don't have to use any at all, but I'm not to that point yet. But I think that should be everybody's point, to be able to live in the colonial days for a while if they had to. Okay, so plumbing's one, framing a house, getting a septic system in. Hey, how's it going? I can't read that. Anyway, I had to turn the intensity up on my phone again. I must have forgot to do that. But anyway, okay, let's put shelter over your heads, especially your families and stuff. This is skills. Frenchie Dog Life. Okay. I like the name, Frenchie Dog Life. Anyway, but you know, the more comforts you have when stuff goes crazy, if you have the skills to get yourself those comforts, I mean, you need to learn them skills. Yeah, you got to go out there and sweat and get dirty and stuff. But hey, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. Get this channel growing like my other channel, Hidden Truths. Boy, that thing's really going up like a firecracker. But yeah, you a prepper yourself, are you? I tell you what, there's so much to prep, and it's a lifestyle. You know, I've been prepping ever since the mid-90s. And I did, and I like to this. I did and like to this. And but you know, prepping's just something that you should be able to survive on your own. We live in a society now where a lot of it you can sit there and just want it, and it's there in 1 or 2 days or stuff. But what happens when all that goes away? People in this country are so spoiled, and they're going to be at shock. I mean, it's going to be bad on a lot of them. But as preppers, you know, I'm like the low wolf prepper. I'm ready to get out in the middle of nowhere, okay? I'm ready for it to all go down. One thing I will say about what happened in Texas. Now, I'm starting to see that it's best to have, say hi. I think it's best to have caches, okay? All those people that were preppers in that flooded area, they lost everything. Not that they can't start over again, but it's obviously that in today's day and age where everything's totally unexpectable, French Doggy Life, I said say hi. Hello, sir. But anyway, if you need it, different areas where it's in, okay? And I'm not saying caches at your bug out location. Of course, we all need them. And caches along the way to your bug out location. You know, some people's bug out location may be 500 miles to where they got to go. You know, put a cache where you're going to sit there and relax for a few days and rest and stuff. Yeah. You know, that's one thing about your bug out route. You should know it like the back of your hand. Every ravine, every dangerous spot, it should be something that you're very familiar with. By the way, getting back to skills we need after SHTF, okay? And then, of course, prepping, all preppers garden, that's basic, unless you're just a prepper that buys MREs and stuff like that. And I always say, when it comes to prepping, that when stuff really gets stupid, if you ain't self-sufficient in the first 4 seasons, so basically after 12 months when everything goes crazy, if you ain't self-sufficient and living off the land, if capable, and I'm not talking, meteor strike or where, nuclear war, stuff like that. It's just crazy what can all go on and happen, isn't it? I mean, how do you prepare for some of this stuff? I mean, we all got the survival instincts. We want to be on the other side of this, right? But what happens when you get hit like that massive torrential downpour they had in Texas? Or the hurricanes that came inland in the southeast? Or the fires at Lahaina, Hawaii? I mean, when Mother Nature just takes her wrath out. I mean, I've been thinking about that a lot. You can prepare for after, but there's some things that while it's happening, you can't prepare for. I guess it's just your grit, determination to survive and your skills that you have. But those people that were swept away in that water, what do you think about politics right now? I'll tell you what, go to my other channel, Hidden Truths. You'll see. But I'll put that down. I see he's not here no more. Anyway, yeah, I tell you what, it takes a while for live streams to grow. You got to get consistent and stuff, and YouTube's got to go through its okaying of you, and once you get more popular, it grows. But my other channel, Hidden Truths 1967, is exploding, and that's my political channel. That's what I go to vent my frustration with the system. So this is all about prepping, having to sit there and live after we've had to deal with the system. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of skills. Like today, I put out a video about lassoing, how to rope, and people may think, I think you deserve way more than this. I tell you what, my Hidden Truths 1967 at Hidden Truths 1967. That's where I do my political stuff. I got a live stream there in about 3.5 hours at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. If you want to come in and join in, hey, I'll even make you a moderator because I need moderators in that channel because let's just say it's a little different than this channel, okay? So if you want to check that out, at Hidden Truths 1967. Yeah, that's my political channel, sir. I don't want to talk about that on here because you may see me act like Alex Jones on that channel. I don't want to do that here. So yeah, that channel's really taken off. But yeah, I'd like to see you there tonight. So I don't know what the topic's going to be tonight yet because we got 3 hours. Hell knows who knows in this day and age what can happen in 3 hours. That's kind of something I decided the hour before. But anyway, I appreciate you being here. I tell you what, this is the thing about prepping. Everybody needs to be prepared. I don't know where these people think that the government's going to come to their rescue. Haven't they learned that in these natural disasters they can't supply everybody and all they do is come out with $750? You have to be able to make it on your own. And that's the best way to help the community. If you can support yourself through a natural disaster, that means you can sit there and be able to assist the community better. First, you got to be able to take care of yourself, then you can take care of the community. Don't they teach you on an airplane? If the oxygen mask goes on, come down, what do? You put it on your face first and then your baby's face, right? So anyway, you can take care of yourself, then you can benefit your community more. So do you have a link connecting to your channel here to there? Yeah, I didn't put it in the description. But if you go to one of if you go to some of my other content on this channel, it should be on one of the description there. Add Hidden Truths 1967 in the description and just hit it there. So anyway, but yeah, that's my political channel. That's my Alex Jones channel. Everybody's got to have a place to vet, especially yesterday after I heard that no Epstein list. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm not going to get into that on this channel. We're talking about prepping and surviving all this stuff that we get to deal with. Because remember, our leaders bring us days of infamy. Us citizens of the country just got to deal with it. So that's what's coming, okay? And but like I say, with these natural disasters, make sure you can take care of yourself. I mean, don't be the ones that are waiting for dog food. I mean, your dog pets need to be taken care of. And this is why I say make sure you put your supplies in different areas in case one area of where your supplies are gets wiped out. You know, a lot of people that have wheat farms out here, they got them spread out in case a big white combine comes out. And you know what that is, a hailstorm. Doesn't wipe their whole crop out. But be able to take care of yourself. Be an inspiration for people. Don't be one of them that are clogging. Never get yourself in a situation where you're dependent on the government. That's all I'm going to say. It's a bad situation to get into. And the government's fine when everything's flowing like it's supposed to, like automation's supposed to. But once you throw something in that cog that clogs it up like a natural disaster, I mean, look at the hurricane that hit the western southeast, Asheville and stuff. If it wasn't for the citizens and average citizens bringing supplies in and stuff. I mean, I knew YouTubers. One was, shout out to him, Pinball Preparedness. He's a good channel. I mean, he did an awesome job during that. Donated his time. He got hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations, and it all went. Very trustworthy guy. And he did it all for nothing. But see, he did a good deed. And the second a good deed's paid for, it's no longer a good deed. But see, he could take care of himself. So then he was able to go out and make sure other people were taken care of. That's the main thing about prepping. You're not dependent on anybody for anything. You have the skill set you need. You have the knowledge you need. The reference material, paperback or paper books. Very important. Secondhand stores, paper books. Okay, and you see fishing poles there. I'd probably pick them up too because they'll last another 100 years. But anyway, and then, you know, the right mindset. When the world's just crashing down and stuff, you gotta have the mindset to survive. And sometimes survival's, you may feel like a very bad and evil person for what you have to do. But remember, the people that don't prepare put themselves into this position. Okay? I agree, books are the best sort of resource. Yeah. I mean, what's going to happen when there's no more ones and zeros? People don't even buy DVDs or VHS or Blu-ray or stuff like that anymore. It's all streaming. There's nothing to back up nothing. I mean, how are we going to, after this all goes down, how are we supposed to teach the generations that didn't learn, that are below us? How are we going to teach them? Okay, in the old country schools, yeah, there weren't a lot of books, but the teacher had the books. And the teacher gave that information to the kids. Anyway, you know, a lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to change. You know, every empire comes to an end. And, you know, we're 37 trillion plus dollars in debt. Anybody with half a brain knows where that leads. Okay, third world country. And all the countries that are attached to the dollar, when the dollar becomes worthless, well, they become Zimbabwe. Okay? And we have no welfare, no social services systems no more because the country can't afford it. Now, just imagine the pitchforks and torches out on the street with people when their EBT cards aren't being filled and stuff. The thing is, you got the time. Every day we got to prep now is a gorgeous day because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring these days. You never know. I mean, if the Epstein list ever does come out, let's just say there's going to be a lot of power vacuums everywhere in a lot of countries. Anyway, but I'm a big one on skills. Not much on gold and silver. I don't see that doing me much when things go nuts. Nobody's going to be care about money. When your tummy's empty, you're not going to be worrying about money. You're going to be worrying about your stomach. I have to go for now, but we'll try to go to your other channel. Well, thank you. No, 8 o'clock Mountain Time. So that would be 10 o'clock your time. Anyway, but you can watch the replay too. But like I said, that's my political channel, sir. So anyway, yeah, 3 hours from now. 3 hours from now, exactly, or 3 hours from 5. Anyway, so I hope to see you there. It gets full though. When it gets full. Anyway, so let's all get prepared. All these little skills that that your dad knew that you don't know. Changing a tire. People may laugh at that, but a lot of people don't know how to change a tire. So anyway, it's just something to think about. Like I say, I had that roping one, the roping video I did today. I thought that roping's very important. And not like I was telling you go out on a horse right away and try to learn. No, but if you're you never know. And then I should do another video about how to sit there and bring down trees and stuff like that safely, clear the spot. Anyway, but that's all I got for today. I'll come back about between a little after 4 or something like that tomorrow for a live stream. I want to get consistent on this, start building this channel up. My husband and I have a family member that we think are crazy for prepping. Skill sets are very important. Well, this is the thing. How are you going to deal with family members like that? You're probably older like me and stuff. That was just how we grew up. We had a root cellar in the house. We never bought jellies or vegetables. My mom canned everything. The only thing we really had to buy from town was like butter, milk, and beef. And your spices. That's not stupid. Being able to take care of yourself is not a stupid skill. You just gotta go past it, okay? And the thing is, what do you do when stuff goes crazy and they're at your door? Okay, I told you so. That's the wrong time for I told you so. I made videos on that. If you bring people in that this is the thing to have prepared, right? So if we go to SHTF, how are they going to better the world at the end of the tunnel? What are they going to have to offer at the end of the tunnel except the same attitude they told you while you were prepping? Everybody does we have our garden going, and I can, what we grow, my husband is also a hunter. Yeah. I tell you, I'm glad you're here. My retirement dream is living next to a stream in a dugout with my horses and dogs. No electricity. I can't wait till I'm sitting in my chair in my dugout. And like I say, if I can they'll spend 4 or 5 months on a log cabin. I'll spend 4 or 5 months in a dugout. I'll have an awesome place. Running water, septic system, the whole works. Does that make me crazy? Heck, I'm a lone wolf. Does that make me crazy? Oh, you can never make it as a lone wolf. Would you tell an Indian brave that? Would you tell a mountain man that? Would you tell a Marine that? Would you tell a cowboy that? Well, then don't tell me that. Oh, I love the dream too. You can see I live peaceful. If you go to my other channel, Add Hidden Truths 1967, that's my political channel. So I just heads up. But I got a lot of videos that you'd probably like because of wildlife and stuff. I'm into wildlife and where I was fenced into the open area and stuff. And you probably like a lot of the videos. You know, if you, like I say, that's my ranting where I act like Alex Jones sometimes. But Hidden Truths 1967. If you look at some of my other videos on this channel, you should find it in the description. I'm an Army vet, and no, you're not crazy. Army, huh? Marine Corps. What do you think? I tell you what, you need to go to my other channel and check out my July 4th thought of the day. That thing got 45, it's still going. It's got 45,000 views, over 1,000 likes. I mean, I got over 700 videos on that channel. But you might like that channel. And I go live on that channel in 3 hours at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. I could use you as a moderator because I get some real, let's just say that channel's a little bit bigger than this channel. I mean, last night I got 21,000 views in an hour. So, and I need to put the live chat on slow it down a little bit because it's starting to get a little fast. But yeah, Hidden Truths, Add Hidden Truths 1967. Check it out, man. I tell you what, people don't understand vets. They tell us to relax when we see our country being torn. I don't know where you all went, okay, but I've been around the world. I got to see a lot of bad shit in the world. And I'd sit there all the time. Why are we over here doing this? So we don't have to deal with it in the United States. Well, now it's here. I mean, I got a grandson that's got to sit there and go to in his classroom, has a litter box because somebody thinks they're a furry. You were in the Army. How does somebody? Okay, you explain this to me. When I was in, Reagan was in his second term, had just started his second term. And then I was in with Bush, and then I got caught in the force reduction with Clinton, and I got $12,000 and a thank you when I tried to do my second re-enlistment. But anyway, it's time for us to act. You know, I didn't sit there and want to be in my late 50s having to go to war to sit there to defend the Constitution. But I took an oath. I guess I don't have a choice. And the Declaration of Independence. Go to my other channel, man. I'm trying to keep this a prepping channel. Like I say, that's why I got that other channel. That's my political one. The thing is, I wish everybody would sit there and start a YouTube channel. And if they just put out one video, tell the government what they think of them. No Epstein list, huh? You might want to check out my channel. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Actually, I got to get ready. I tell you what, YouTube takes up a lot of time. But you know what? I'll never ask for money. That's what I tell my other channel. I'm not here for the money. I'll never sell anything. I'm not infomercial on frickin' YouTube. I'm here to get the truth out, help people get prepared on this channel so they can sit there and not be too stressed out, you know. You know, if you can make it till tomorrow, you're not so stressed out today. Okay? Anyway, that's a good thought of the day. I may start that here too. Knowing you can make it till tomorrow, you'll be less stressed out today. I like it. I like it. Anyway, I am so glad you've been here. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you tonight on my other channel. If I do, just put in caps. I'm here. Make me a moderator. And I'll make you a moderator real quick. The only thing about moderating for me is we got to kick the adult children off of there. No children come in there, but you know what I'm saying? If somebody disagrees with me and they trying to make a point, but they're not being sarcastic, rude, or making it so other people in the chat aren't enjoying it there, you get rid of them. I'm sick of dealing with these people. I mean, that one time I was getting 1,500 comments an hour, and I was on for 2 hours. So anyway, last night was, 1,300 comments in that hour and some I had. But I hate, this is one thing as a vet. I hate silencing people. I don't, that's why I never had moderators for the longest time, because I hate silencing people. But I'm not going to let people act like they're sitting in a road in front of me. That's all they do. They sit there and try to interfere and create chaos and stuff. And if they want to sit there and act like they're going to sit in the street in front of me and stop me, I'm going to run them over with my 3/4 ton Ford. And we'll yank them right out of the chat. Anyway, hope to see you there. And like I say, tomorrow night I'll be live on this channel about this same time, around the same time. I keep pretty busy here, so whenever I can sit there and pull myself away from all the stuff I got to do. But anyway, this is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. Everybody have a great evening.